Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're opening up a playbook for, well, a total financial overhaul. It's called the Total Money Makeover.
Yeah, and the plan itself, our sources lay it out as pretty countercultural, definitely hyper-focused.
And it's all built on this one core idea, right?
Mm.
That winning with money is mostly about how you act.
Exactly, like 80% focused behavior and maybe only 20% the actual head knowledge.
So the math is simple, but controlling yourself, that's the complicated part.
That 80-20 idea is crucial because it points to the real problem, doesn't it? It's the guy in the mirror.
Right.
You don't need some fancy Wall Street algorithm. You just need to stop doing the things that wreck your finances. It's all common sense, really.
But common sense that isn't so common anymore, maybe, especially with all the marketing and social pressure.
That's the challenge. So before you even start the plan, you have to face these hurdles.
Okay, so our mission today is kind of shortcutting that learning curve. Spot the landmines, jump into the actual plan. But first, those landmines. What stops people?
Well, the sources highlight 5 big ones. There's denial, these really destructive debt myths, some common money myths too.
Okay.
Then there's just plain ignorance about basic financial rules, and of course, the pressure of keeping up with the Joneses.
If you don't tackle those first.
The best plan in the world is going to fail. Simple as that.
Okay, let's start with denial.
Yeah.
That sounds like the sneakiest one, the frog in boiling water thing.
It really is. Because financial trouble usually doesn't happen overnight, right?
Yeah.
It's gradual. You just drift.
Like the frog.
Yeah.
It doesn't notice the water getting hotter.
Exactly. And mediocrity becomes the danger zone. Being just average financially often means you're slowly falling behind, not really winning. The enemy of best isn't being broke, it's just being okay.
And that ties into wanting things now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Our culture pushes that. The sources call it immaturity, but maybe it's more systemic.
I think that's a fair point. It's less about character flaw, maybe, and more about a system that makes it incredibly easy, even normal, to get things before you can truly afford them using debt.
Debt becomes the shortcut to getting what you want immediately.
Right. And financial maturity, real maturity in this sense, isn't about how much you earn. It's about developing that muscle to say, not yet.
To delay gratification for a better outcome later, like seeing the new car but saying, nope, not until I have the cash.
Precisely. Which leads us right into the biggest hurdle, maybe. The great lie about debt.
Ah, yes, the idea that debt is a sophisticated tool, that smart people use it to get ahead.
And we really need to smash that myth. Because the truth is, debt always adds risk. Always. Sure, it might boost returns if everything goes perfectly.
Which it rarely does.
Exactly. But it absolutely guarantees bigger losses when things go sideways. And interestingly, the people who've actually built serious wealth seem to agree.
Like the Forbes 400 list.
Yeah, something like 75% of them say the best way to get wealthy is to get out of debt and stay out of debt.
That's telling.
It really is. And this isn't new wisdom. The sources point back thousands of years. You know, the old saying about the borrower being slave to the lender.
You trade your freedom for risk.
You really do. And that brings up co-signing. People do it out of love, right? But the outcome...
Usually not good.
Almost never. Think about it logically. The bank didn't want to lend the money initially because the person was too high risk.
So they need you to guarantee it.
Because statistically, there's a high chance the original borrower won't pay. So you end up stuck. It leads to, as the sources put it, broken hearts and broken wallets. Hurts relationships, hurts finances.
Okay, let's talk car payments. This feels so normal, almost like a rite of passage. But the sources say it's a major wealth killer.
Oh, it's massive. The average payment, according to the Fed, is around $495 a month. Over 64 months. Sounds manageable day to day.
But the opportunity cost, that's the hidden killer.
Huge. Let's walk through that $6 million figure because it sounds unbelievable, but the math is real.
Okay, yeah, break that down. $495 a month.
Right. So imagine you're 25. Instead of sending $495 to the car finance company, you invest it. Put it in a decent growth stock mutual fund, the kind that historically might average, say, 12%.
Okay.
And you do that every single month. $495, month after month, until you're 65.
So for 40 years.
40 years. Now, you haven't just put in the total amount, which is around $237,000 over that time. You've got compounding working for you.
Your money starts making money.
That's the magic. That consistent $495 compounding for 4 decades at that kind of average rate. It doesn't just grow to $237K, it grows to potentially over $6 million.
Yeah, okay. $6 million.
Yeah.
Just gone.
Yeah.
Evaporated into car payments and depreciation.
Just to drive a depreciating asset.
And the millionaires studied in the sources, like in The Millionaire Next Door,
Yeah.
They don't do this.
No way. The average millionaire, the research shows, drives something like a 2-year-old car, paid for.
They avoid that huge depreciation hit when you drive it off the lot.
Absolutely. They refuse to lose 20, 30% instantly. And leasing, forget about it. The plan calls it a fleece.
Why a fleece?
Because the dealership makes way more money. They might make, say, $82 profit selling you a car for cash. But if they lease it to you, they can often sell that lease contract to someone else and make maybe $1,300.
So it's structured for their profit, not your benefit.
Always. It's almost always the most expensive way to operate a vehicle.
Okay, let's shift to money myths. This is about looking for shortcuts or false security, right? Like gold. People rush to gold in uncertain times.
Yeah, that's a classic fear response. Gold feels ancient, stable, real.
But the numbers.
The numbers tell a different story. Over the long haul, say the last 50 years, gold's averaged maybe 4.4% return. That barely keeps up with inflation, if it even does that. Compared to something like 12% average for broad growth stock mutual funds over similar long periods. Big difference.
So why the obsession with gold, especially when things look shaky?
It's psychological, it feels safe. But the sources argue that even in a total economic collapse, real currency becomes useful stuff.
Like skills or food or tools.
Exactly. Canned goods, maybe gasoline, gold might be part of some barter system, but it's not the magic bullet people think. Relying on it is often just denying risk in a different way.
Speaking of denying risk, there's that other myth. The cavalry isn't coming. The idea that somehow someone else will fix your retirement, the government, maybe an inheritance.
Yeah, that's just dangerous thinking. It's abdicating responsibility. Your financial future is yours to build, period.
No magic rescue.
Nope. And that ties right into the get-rich-quick stuff, too. You know, promises of 500-to-1 returns, working 3 hours a week from your laptop.
If it sounds too good to be true.
It absolutely is. The sources are blunt. The secrets of the rich don't exist because the principles aren't a secret. It's work. It's discipline. Living on less than you make, getting rid of debt, that's it.
No secret handshake.
No secret handshake. Which brings us to the last big hurdle, and this one's emotional. Keeping up with the Joneses.
Trying to look richer than you are. Financial faking.
That's exactly what it is. Buying stuff you can't afford, usually with debt, to project an image. It's driven by wanting approval.
Buying the biggest house, the newest car.
All that stuff. But again, look at the actual wealthy people studied. They're not motivated by impressing the neighbor.
What motivates them?
Financial security. Peace of mind. They often live in modest neighborhoods, drive older cars they own outright. They focus on the scoreboard that matters their net worth, not their neighbor's opinion.
Okay, so assuming you've tackled denial, busted the myths, stopped trying to impress people, then you're ready for the action plan. The baby steps.
Then you're ready. And the key philosophy here, right from the start, is focused intensity.
Focused intensity. Why is that so important? Why not just chip away at everything a little bit?
Because chipping away doesn't work for most people. It's too slow. You make tiny progress on your mortgage, a little on debt, save a bit. You don't feel like you're winning.
And you lose motivation.
Exactly. Focused intensity means you pick one goal, one step, and throw everything you've got at it until it's done. It generates quick wins.
Like a crash diet giving you that initial boost.
That's a great analogy. That quick result fuels the behavior change needed for the long haul.
All right, let's get into the steps. Baby step 1. Save $1,000 fast for a beginner emergency fund.
Right. Just $1,000 cash. Maybe only $500 if your household income is really low, like under $20K. This is crucial.
Why so small? It doesn't seem like much.
Because it's not meant to cover major disasters yet. This is Murphy repellent.
Murphy's Law. Whatever can go wrong, will go wrong.
Precisely. Life happens. The dishwasher breaks. You need a root canal. The car needs tires. Little $300, $500 things.
And without that cash buffer.
You reach for a credit card or borrow money, and boom, you're derailed before you even start attacking the real debt.
Got it. It's a buffer against small setbacks. And it's only for unexpected things, right? Christmas isn't an emergency.
Well, absolutely. Christmas comes every year. Budget for it. An emergency is something unexpected and urgent.
Okay. Buffer in place. Then comes baby step 2. This sounds like the real heavy lifting. Pay off all debt except the house using the debt snowball.
This is where that focused intensity really kicks in. It's the core behavioral change step.
How does it work? The snowball method.
Simple concept, powerful results. You list all your debts, Credit cards, car loans, student loans, medical bills, everything except your mortgage, from the smallest balance owed to the largest.
Smallest balance first, not highest interest rate.
Smallest balance first. This is key. You ignore the interest rates for now.
Okay. That feels counterintuitive mathematically.
It absolutely is if you're only looking at the math. A math purist would say attack the highest interest rate.
Right. Save more money on interest that way.
In theory, yes. But remember the 80-20 rule. This step is 80% behavior modification, 20% math.
Ah, so it's about psychology, about momentum.
Exactly. You need quick wins to stay fired up. When you list them small to large, you attack that smallest debt with everything you've got, every extra dollar. Pay minimums on everything else.
And that smallest one, it gets paid off relatively quickly.
Usually, yes. Maybe it's a small medical bill, $200,
Yeah.
or an old store card, $500. Paying it off completely gives you this huge psychological boost. You did it. You killed a debt.
You get a taste of victory.
A taste of victory.
Mm.
Then here's the snowball part. You take the entire payment you were making on that now dead debt, the minimum plus all the extra you threw at it, and you add it to the minimum payment of the next smallest debt.
Ah, so the payment amount rolls over and grows.
It grows, and it starts knocking out the next debt faster. Then that payment rolls to the next and the next. Your debt-killing power of the snowball gets bigger and bigger and moves faster and faster.
It's about building momentum and changing your mindset from debtor to debt destroyer.
Perfectly put. And the sources talk about needing gazelle intensity here, like a gazelle running from a cheetah.
Gazelle intensity? That sounds intense. What kind of sacrifices are we talking about?
We're talking about getting serious for a season, living unlike anyone else now, so later you can live unlike anyone else. It might mean working extra hours, getting a second job.
Selling stuff.
Absolutely. Selling the boat, the motorcycle, maybe even a car if you have two.
Yeah.
Anything that frees up cash to throw at the snowball. And controversially,
Yes.
temporarily stopping retirement contributions.
Whoa. Okay. Even if there's a company match that's free money, people are always told never to pass up.
Even the match. But
Yeah.
only temporarily. Just while you're in baby step 2, annihilating that non-mortgage debt.
What's the logic there? Why give up the match?
The logic is focused intensity. You need every single dollar fighting the debt right now to get it gone as fast as humanly possible. The psychological win and the speed of becoming debt-free are deemed more valuable in this phase than a few months of matched contributions.
Break the logjam quickly.
Break the logjam. The freedom and margin you gain by killing those payments allows you to attack retirement investing with much more power later on. It's a short-term, tactical pause for long-term strategic gain.
Okay. Intense. So once the snowball crushes all the non-mortgage debt, freedom. Then what? Baby step 3.
Freedom. Then
Yeah.
baby step 3. Finish the emergency fund. Now you take that intensity and build your full safety net.
How much is that?
3 to 6 months of essential household expenses.
Essential expenses.
Hmm.
So not eating out and vacations, but mortgage, food, utilities, transport.
Exactly. What you absolutely need to live on per month. Calculate that, then multiply by 3 or 6.
And how do you choose between 3 and 6 months?
It depends on your situation's stability. If you have a really stable job, maybe 2 steady incomes, 3 months might be fine. But if your income is a regular, self-employed, commission-based, single income, you definitely lean towards 6 months for more security.
More risk means you need a bigger cushion.
Makes sense, right? This fund is your insurance policy against major life events like a job loss or a big medical issue. It buys you peace of mind.
And where does this larger chunk of cash live? Still needs to be accessible, right? Not tied up in investments.
Absolutely accessible. And crucially, it's insurance, not an investment. You don't worry about the return on this money. You worry about the return of this money when you need it.
So not stocks or mutual funds.
Definitely not. You don't want to be forced to sell investments in a down market during an emergency. And you don't want penalties, like with a CD. The best place is usually a simple, boring, high-yield savings or money market account. Liquid, safe, FDIC insured, easy access, no drama.
Okay, so that's baby steps 1, 2, and 3. The foundation. Small buffer, kill the debt, build the big safety net. Huge hurdles overcome by then.
Massive hurdles. Denial, debt myths, the Joneses pressure, gone. You've achieved debt freedom except the house, and you have a solid emergency fund. You're in control.
So what happens next? The plan doesn't stop there, right? Where does the wealth building really kick in?
Right. Steps 1 to 3 are about getting control and building a foundation. Now you pivot to offense. Baby step 4 is investing 15% of your gross household income for retirement.
Okay, now the investing starts seriously.
Now it starts. consistently and automatically. Then baby step 5 is saving for your kids' college, if applicable. And baby step 6 is the big one, paying off the house early.
Paying off the mortgage completely.
Completely. Using that same focused intensity.
That's a powerful sequence. Defense first, then offense. And what's the ultimate payoff? The end game.
The end game, the ultimate reward the sources talk about, is reaching the pinnacle point.
The pinnacle point, what's that?
That's the moment, the specific point in time when your money starts working harder than you do. When the passive income from your investments, that 15% growing over time, actually makes more money each year than your salary from your job.
Wow, so work becomes optional.
Work becomes optional. That's true financial independence. You have enough income generated by your assets to live on forever.
That's the dream, isn't it? Guilt-free living, investing, giving generously, because the resources are there.
That's exactly it. The ability to do what you want when you want because you put in the work, you made the sacrifices earlier, you lived like no one else for a season.
So later you can live and give like no one else.
Precisely. And maybe the final thought for anyone listening, wondering if all that sacrifice is worth it,
Yeah.
just ask any 80-year-old. Ask them if 5 years, maybe even 10 years of intense focus and sacrifice would have been worth it to completely change their financial future and their family's future for the rest of their lives.
I think we know the answer.
The answer is always yes. The price seems high now, but the payoff, true financial peace, is priceless.